or the church has actually 6 basic functions. One of those functions is the function of service, and I don't speak to the function of service as it relates to going to church, clapping your hands, and praising the Lord. It's about the service to community, the service to mankind, and the service to humanity. And that is what has brought about this initiative this morning, where the former minister thought it was right that the church, concerning with the whole human being, made it possible that she could have started with this inspiration, and now that inspiration has blossomed into this information center. This morning, I just want to say to those of you who use this function, the center, it's for homework, it's to help to enhance intellectual capacity, and so that I'll ask the community to make sure they take care of it. Those of you who have spent money, have given to it, I am sure that your money would not have been wasted. But in my short greetings to you, I just want to say to you, let us all use this, and for others of the community who have not yet done anything special for the community, to use this as an initiative to do other things for the community. And I will close with the words of the writer of Hebrews chapter 6 verse 10 that says, God will not forget your work and love shown to him as we have helped his people and continue to help them. May God bless you this morning as we continue the work.
It is my distinct pleasure to be here with all of you in the representatives of the Davidton community and support circle. I heard an earlier speaker establishing their links to Davidton, their roots, and I too can speak to the fact that my paternal grandmother is from Davidton, Edith Wilkinson, stone a couple years ago. So I have a special bond, a special feeling. And after hearing of the blow-by-blow of Mr. Freeman to raise some funds to contribute, after hearing of Councillor Mitchell Mario Mitchell, I should say, being nagged into fulfilling his promise, although I believe he would have fulfilled it in any event because he's a man of his word. I think coming up here, as particularly from the intersection, I saw some patching being done on the main course, but as we came off the intersection, the road looked a little humble. Look a little humble. Now, I can't make a commitment for Labor Day. Labor Day is just next week, and in the government system, funds don't come so easy. But I'm going to commit to seek to find $1 million to do some work on the entrance. So that I can feel like I am part of Davidton family properly. But I just want to say that the initiative really is one that will help bridge the digital divide. And for those of you who don't know, the term digital divide speaks to the difference between those who have access to computer technology and the internet, particularly broadband internet, because a lot of us now, particularly in rural areas, have to rely on phones to access the internet, but it's very expensive and it's relatively slow and limits the access. So the technology center is good, but we need to connect it to broadband internet, which is very fast internet. And I know the Councillor Mario Mitchell has written to the Universal Service Fund, I believe it is, and the Minister, seeking their support to get that installed. The other Councillor Mitchell might have even better access to the Minister, So I'm sure he will support. He will support. And I expect him to make that commitment when he comes up here to speak. I'm putting you under pressure, because as the MC said, nobody must speak for free. You must sing for your support. She wants us to put our money where our mouth is. So I am happy to be able to support the initiative in this way, and I will add my voice in Parliament when I see the minister to remind him of the request and to make some representation for him to complete or respond positively to that request, so that not just the children but the whole community can have access, broadband, high-speed access to the internet, because it is going to be critical for them to operate competitively in today's environment, and to be, to earn an attractive living in the workforce that they will be entering into. And in closing, I just have to chuckle because I heard them in their poem, kind of dog poem they were doing, talking about abandoning pen and paper and, going to computer and tablet and smartphone. And I thought back when I was their age, when I was going to basic school, we used a slate. Pen and paper was high-tech. In those days, we used a slate. And when I remember trying to explain to my son and daughter what a slate was, and when I really had to think what a slate was, it's actually a thinly sliced piece of stone. And you scratch on it with another piece of stone that was called a slate pencil. And when I told them laugh after me, them think I'm joking. They thought I was pulling their leg. They said, "Daddy, you sound like Flintstones." And it really, as I sat there, I just thought, look at how many generations of technology we're seeing evolve. So I really hope that this will help move us, not from the Flintstones, but from the paper and pen era into bridging the digital divide and into the most advanced access to information and technology. And I want to congratulate all those who have worked hard to make this a possibility today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, masters of ceremony, pleasant good morning to you all. The protocol having already been established, I would like to single out a few people. Mr. Freeman, of course, and the Friends of Davidton, Mrs. Hode and Nadine Shortridge, and all the other members of the planning committee and the committee of this. His Worship the Mayor, who would have given me the support that I needed to ensure that we fulfill our commitment. I just want to say thank you, sir. To Mrs. Ramsey, the former councillor, as MP said, Emeritus, and Pastor, it's good to see you again, and my new pastor. I hope we will continue this strong tradition, and Madam from the Church, United Church. Members of the committee, pleasant good morning to you all. This is indeed a glorious day. The rain is falling, and they say normally that is blessings. And yes, Leroy, I hear you, but it's blessings. But it is indeed a glorious day to be in Davidton, because they say great minds think alike. And I had, while I was doing the campaign and moving around, I had a vision of what I want for each community. And by moving around Davidton from time to time, you will notice the young people on the streets. And by thinking, I said to myself, something must be done in Davidton in terms of education, training, opportunities. And I was thinking in that facet. Pastor Elizabeth Chirwa was thinking in that facet also. And so said and done. The Friends of Davidton was thinking in that facet. And by virtue of us being at the church, I don't remember if it was a funeral, that is, it was a funeral or a regular church service, or the goodbye service to Pastor Chirwa. But we all were thinking the same thing. and we decided to combine our efforts, and so said we have this successful opening this morning. So we just want to give everyone who is involved a big thank you. Our investment has been significant. I won't tell you the dollar amount, but Ms. Ramsey know, the mayor know, the MP know, the Friends of Davidton know, the planning committee know. A significant amount was invested in this opportunity because investment in our people is something that we know is priceless. And as I said, I'm on the amount of young people in Davidton. We are not going to let the opportunities that are going to come in a progressive Jamaica miss the opportunity of these, our people. So we ensure that this is something that we must invest in, training and opportunities for our young people. And if you're reading what is happening around the world, some people may go to degrees and go to university and get a degree. Nothing is wrong with that. But the most valuable thing that is going to be accessible in Jamaica right now is a skill set and skills training, if you're paying attention to what is happening in the world. And this center will add to the value and ensure that we do our part to ensure that our young people, our people of Davidton, and the surrounding communities, Chantilly, the Preston, all the road town, all the communities have access to that training. So in spite of it being a homework center, sometimes we may have to provide some opportunities for training for 6 or 12 of our young persons as we move them forward. So we have already written to the Universal Access Fund last year, and I'm happy the MP is now fully aware that he can go and knock on the minister's door. Leroy will also be knocking on his door, because one of the things that we must do is to have connectivity across the areas in Belfield where you can have access to information. We want to ensure that the community takes good care of this, and it is our facility. It is our facility, the United Church in partnership with Friends of Davidton and us. We must ensure that we protect it. It's an investment in our future, and it is something that is important to the community. So we will continue to invest in how we move forward in a positive way. And we will continue our commitment to the development of the community. And I just want to say thank you again to His Worship the Mayor and to the Municipal Corporation and to the community itself. This is a major start, but there's some more things to be done. And I'll show you a little bit of it. I was happy to ensure that journey coming up to the church, that you're able to have some pothole-free roads to drive on until you reach there. So even Leroy benefited from that, moving all the way into Chantilly. Even him benefited from us knocking on the door, myself and the mayor and the team of us at the parish council, to ensure that we have a little bit better road to drive on. So I want to tell you, Mr. Freeman, that we will continue to knock on your door, because there's still some more development and still some more plans. So your work don't stop here. We have some more work to do. And your Friends of Davidton will spread much wider to the Friends of Belfield as we move forward. In Jesus' name. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you, and we will continue to have the support of myself, the Member of Parliament, and the Mayor and the team going forward. Thank you very much. It's indeed a proud morning. I want to give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.
Today is a special day. A seed has been sown. It is left for us to keep watering it, that one day we can look and that big tree going with education. Because we know, yes, we're glad for the farmers and so forth. And Councillor Mitchell, I'm glad that you touch on it, saying that, yes, you can be educationally bright with books and pen and computers, but when it comes to skill, you must have a skill. Because computers and things will move away, but when you have that skill in your head, it stays there for life. Every one of us must have a skill. The dear pastor, my great friend, Reverend Elizabeth, tell you the truth, Pastor Deacon Hole, I am so sorry to know that that lady leave Jamaica. When I learned that she was no longer in Jamaica, I felt it deeply. She's a warm lady. She's a tower of strength to this church and this community. But Elder Wood, I know that anything that you are a part of, it can't fail. You are a community person. But you know, I hear of who gave whatever and who promised to give, That's a good gesture. I don't think I want to promise today. No. I will be coming to inspect the location and to learn what is needed from us. Because united we stand, divided we'll fall. And this is not about how much I can give. Let me say one quarter. It is not too small. But I want to say to you, this seed has been sown. It's a wonderful gesture. A lady who traveled all the way from Zambia to come to Jamaica to open the children's eyes, to open the heart of the senior people to also. There's no praises too high for her. And I will just close by singing a little song. I call it my anthem. I learned it over 50 years ago. And it goes like this. Send me forth, O blessed Master, where the souls in sorrow bound. Send me forth to homes of want and homes of care. And with joy I will obey the call, and in thy precious name I'll take the blessed joy of the gospel there. Call me forth to active service, and my prompt response shall be, here am I, send me. I am ready to report before my master summons me, and I'll go on any errand of love for thee. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you.
Guest speaker, Mrs. Brenda Ramsey, who has been involved with our community and the political process since 1998. She represented the Belfield division. Mrs. Ramsey served as mayor for 2 terms, retiring in 2018. Her 3 children are all grown. She still serves in community projects. Her favorite pastimes, I understand, including listening to music, reading, and challenging herself with crossword puzzles. I'll have to talk to her about that.
One thing I would love to have seen this morning is more of the unattached youths present here, because I think that they could benefit significantly from what has been established. I begin, and I will briefly, not be lengthy, because I think it has been a long morning. We have been given an update on the genesis of the project, the journey involving several persons, culminating in the celebration of what we will call mission accomplished, and which I'm taking the liberty of calling phase 1, because I truly believe that there are many other programs to come. It is easy for us to applaud successful ventures without fully appreciating the painstaking process, the dedication and patience exercised by many persons, in particular, those who believed this project could happen and have made it happen. I can just hear them saying, we have come this far by faith. Reverend Chirwa, I'm sure, must be giving thanks wherever she is now, and no doubt regretting her inability to be here. As proud and happy as we are today, let me just say that the work has just begun. For the truth is that although you have identified the need for a facility such as this, I believe that deep down there may be some lingering doubts as to its sustainability. Whether the persons who stand to benefit will be available, will make themselves available for the training, and appreciate that it offers a life-changing opportunity, whether there will be the resources available to meet all the needs, and so on. But let me encourage you to move forward in faith, believing that failure is not an option. In doing so, I recommend to you these words from Abdul Kalam. If 4 things are followed: having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. It goes without saying then that the task of engaging and convincing the residents of Davidton and the surrounding communities that they stand to benefit must be the #1 priority, both for the young and the old. This training is necessary if they are to remain relevant and marketable. I'm happy to say, Mr. Bunting, that I've moved from paper this morning and I'm on my tablet. I can see in the not too distant future that Miss Mary, who had to struggle up the church steps and that long walk, balancing the church hymnal, her Bible, and her handbag, while wrestling with the arthritis, will be walking sprightly with her purse, along with her purse alone, because inside is her smartphone with the church service already sent to her. So her hymn book and Bible are just a few keystrokes away. I challenge you, Reverend, to make that happen in the not too distant future, because it's where technology is going, and all of us need to be prepared to participate. Students also will be given valuable opportunities to undertake their assignments in a safe environment. And you know what safety is and the concerns we have for that in our various community, because now they will be working in close proximity to where they live. Let me again emphasize that it's going to be challenging, and I say this because there are other facilities in close proximity to Davidton and Chantilly which offer training, and far too many ignore that opportunity, and they have not been availing themselves of it. However, because of the persons who are leading this initiative, I'm confident that you can overcome any obstacles. What will make the difference are firstly, sound management, also competent and reliable tutors and diligent students. Secondly, it must be a place where one not only acquires a skill and knowledge, but a place where there is a holistic approach to development. That is what we would want to see. Proper values and attitudes must be taught, and self-worth reinforced. Those who attend must feel a sense of renewal and purpose, because too many of our young people are just existing, getting by from day to day solely on the goodwill of others. This center has to become a place where needs are met, and all needs. Persons are ministered to, a place where lives will be changed, hopelessness and frustration transformed to a sense of what is possible, and where those who attend are inspired to achieve far greater than they ever imagined. So no longer can the residents of Davidton and the surrounding communities make excuses about lack of opportunity and access. And no longer can the church be accused of inaction? This is the time to be bold, a time to do away with the veil of respectability and righteously disturb the complacency that we find around us. Let no one of us be guilty of either self-doubt or be blind to the needs of others. I'd like to commend Reverend Chirwa and the team of persons that have been told to us this morning in believing in the possibilities of what such a project as this can offer. Mr. Freeman, it seems you're a good fundraiser. Keep up the good work. Councillor Mitchell, Councillor Mario, you're in the techie age, so I know you're very excited. Much more is going to be expected of you. The Member of Parliament has given his commitment, and he's a man of his word. Councillor Mitchell has promised to come on board, so we look forward to the collective assistance in the making. What has been done here and shown to us is a demonstration of how church, state, and individuals can work together for the good of the wider community. I urge everyone to continue to work together to ensure the longevity and success of this training facility. If that is done, then I have every confidence that the center is going to positively impact the lives of scores of individuals, and we will all be able to say, to God be the glory, great things he has done. Thank you.
This asset will help the young people and the seniors into our community, that they will move forward as technology is taking the world away from us if we don't involve ourselves. I'll say no more, but right now, I'll just unveil to you the Elizabeth Chirwa Technology Center and Friends of Davidton too. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Are you seeing everything? You want to say something? Hold on.
Reverend Elizabeth, we're the on speaker.
Yes.
You are on speaker and we are on spot unveiling the sign and opening the center. Would you want to say something to all of us who are gathered? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Yes, I just want to say to God be the glory. This could not have been done by anyone, but this is really the work of God. And I just want to thank all of you for this great honor. You have humbled me. I never anticipated or expected this. This shows that we serve a God, a mighty God. I want to thank the Friends of Davidton who actually continue with the program and the process. Davidton United Church, being what you are, and I want you to continue serving the Lord. My prayer is that the young people, Brother Patrick Freeman, Senior spearheading work, and all the people have been involved. I can see Miss Morgan here. I know that the minister, this is what should be maybe in the background. It's good to see all of you. And you've done a great, great job. God be the glory. And blessings of the Lord be upon you.
The Holy Spirit. Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm doing well.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. One over there.
At the end, so you could get it through.
Yeah, but you see, when I took the container and then I wasn't here, so I helped John. This is forward and
These three windows are supposed to be cool.
well, 2 doors. Yeah. We need a working on support. But
Another one here.
one of these is for the man.
Supported us in this.
We were just trying to last.
Special thanks to
But
the
we need the
MP.
wireless connector.
Do you have space for 2 more?
No, 8 total. 8. Yeah. We're going to have 3 partition, 1 here.
One more here. You can put the printer at the next location.
Yeah, you know, we have them. They've been pushing out to them now.
Yeah. Look at that place and put the printer.
Here with us
Plug.
today
Yes.
again.
No, when I
We want
get
to
the
thank you
wireless
for
Yes.
staying on here this time.
connected wire.
We want to thank Mr. Freeman,
Yeah, I'm
who
here.
has done such a marvelous job in pushing this thing forward. And we trust that.
I welcome this initiative here today to put a small technology center in Davidton to help both the children as well as the adults bridge the digital divide, help them to have access to information technology, to have access to the internet. However, it is just a start. While we thank those who have contributed thus far, I want to call on the Universal Service Fund to help us get permanent broadband access to the internet at this location, because they have a temporary facility now going through a wireless router, but that's going to be very expensive and unsustainable. And the Universal Service Fund was established to help bridge this digital divide, which rural communities like Davidton will face in operating in a technologically advanced world. So we look forward to the support from the fund. They've already been written by the councillor, and I will also give support both in terms of representation and in terms of contributing some funds to improve the infrastructure and access to the facility.
All right. How does this fit into your vision of having the entire Manchester, your constituency, being a technology center, so to speak? Because I know that is one of your passions.
Absolutely. I almost 10 years ago articulated a vision for central Manchester to be the center of excellence for the knowledge-based industries in Jamaica. We have come a good way towards that. We have the Sutherland Global facility on Ward Avenue, and I will tell you, a number of residents from right here in Davidton are employed at that facility. But we want more, and we want to not just have persons prepared to be in business process outsourcing, but to move up the value chain to what they call knowledge process outsourcing, and it will require them to have more advanced skills in IT, in other professions. So this is an opportunity to create an access point for what is a rural community. But the critical addition that we want now is not even so much more computers, because people bring their own tablets and laptops and smartphones, but it's the broadband access that's going to really now multiply the benefit of it across the community.
Mario Mitchell, Councillor, Belfield Division.
All right, you were integrally involved in this based on the discussions I've heard inside. What motivated you? What is it you want to see happening in this?
Well, as the councillor, it was one of my visions to ensure that we have technology access across the entire division. We have quite a few young people, and training and opportunities was something of one of the passions that we envision. This community has a large young people base, and it was the vision of myself. And when I went to the church to worship, the pastor had also the vision, and when we met with the Friends of David, and they also had the same vision. So all three of us combined to ensure that this possibility is here today, and we're very happy and very pleased about it. What we need to do now, as I've already to the Minister of Technology, to have access to Wi-Fi, broadband access. That is the next thing that we need to get achieved now. And we have already written to the Minister, and I'm hoping that he can hear our plea and our cries to ensure that this community, not just this community, but across Belfield, that we have connectivity to Wi-Fi across the entire division. And we will continue to press to ensure that that is done.
All right, so often facilities like this are open and then underutilized. How optimistic are you that you will get the buy-in, that you will have students and members general of the community making maximum use of this facility?
I'm quite optimistic because the training and the opportunities that we will create here, skill sets are something that is in short and in supply and in great demand. We will ensure that we offer training. We have a great partnership and a great friendship with Hartrust NTA and the National Youth Service, and we will combine those efforts with those of the Member of Parliament and the Council to ensure that the opportunities are provided at this facility. There's a lot of young people here who will be doing both the GSAT, or I don't remember the new name now, but you have the CXCs, the PEP, and all these opportunities. So we will have a homework center here. We will see if we can provide training from time to time as we go forward. Short-term training, partnering with the Hartrust NTA and other agencies as we move forward. We have a series of parenting workshops that we do for our adults and our parents across the division. We will continue to ensure that that is here. So the space is here. We will ensure that we utilize the space properly, and we'll ensure that our people benefit. But access is what we need now.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
All right, for the record, just remind us of your name and your position.
I'm Blossom Hood, and I'm president of the Elizabeth Chirwa Information Technology Center.
All right, spell the last name for us.
HOAD.
All right, just tell us exactly what is it we have here. We see the excitement in the area. What exactly do we have here, and who exactly are the persons involved in making this happen?
Well, what we have here is a center where young people can come and do research and learn computer skills. We also have the idea of teaching our elderly. We'll have one day per week when we will teach the elderly computer skills as well. This is the brainchild of Reverend Elizabeth Chirwa, a Zambian who lived in Jamaica for 12 years and worked with the United Church of Jamaica and Cayman Islands. She had the idea, and then she passed the vision on to some people like Mr. Freeman, and she spoke with the councillor, and because of her sharing the vision, other people came on board, and now we have the center ready to be used, and in short order we will soon be open to the public at a very minimal cost.
Just remind us of what we have inside. How many computers, and again you have Wi-Fi service?
Yes, we have Wi-Fi service at present. We have 6 computers operating and with promise for more. We have 2 printers. And we are fully equipped with paper and ink at the moment.
Alright, and as we wrap, exciting time for Davidton?
Yes, exciting time for Davidton. We trust that a lot of our young people who need this facility and who need to be engaged will be engaged. And as they come to be engaged, we will not just teach skills, but we will try to impart, values and attitudes, and we will try to transform lives for the better for this community.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
All right, so stand by there. All right, just tell us your name, please.
Rashid Chin, entertainer, King Dangles, and founder of the Rat Records Advisory.
Alright, spell the first name for me.
RASHEID.
Alright, are you excited about this project, and if so, why?
Yeah, I'm excited knowing that, well then, this format of technology has been a long existence, we're knowing that, well then, we're surfing and searching is concerned. So knowing that, well then, we were a bit hidden from the world, so now that we are exist, so knowing that, well then, it brings a lot of comfort and we're in development is concerned.
Alright, is it something that you plan to use and to encourage the rest of your family to use?
Sure, I will, because I'm in making a website of knowing that, well then, a chat site of thoughts and knowing that can help and reach friends and family and stuff like that. So knowing that, I will surely invite my family and friends also to be a part of this.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, good, sir.